Hello, greetings, this is Gilles Mancillon. I wanted to come and say hello, to wish happy birthday to all the Taurus, for we are moving very close to this new moon in Taurus, so it will be this like the Wesak ending. So it is very potent, powerful, transformative energy. This moon is very anchored into the earth, the transformative of the earth's energies. I'm going to pull out 4 cards for general aspects, 4 cards for romantic aspect, and 4 cards for more material, business or financial aspects, and see what the angels may have to guide us with. So for us, the highest wisdom is triumph. For it is about being triumphant over all the obstacles that we've been through in the past. To know that it's just a matter of releasing, allowing this to happen, and to understand this idea of triumph. What we need to understand is confiance, which means trust. So trust is very important. We have to trust that the process is unfolding as it should. What we need to do is hesitate, for there is still an hesitation. So until this hesitation has fulfilled itself, then some of the things will stay in suspension. As soon as we determine ourselves in one way or the other, then things take form. And the general message for us today is elevation. Not just for today, for all this moon, is elevation. For elevation is a very slow process. For a tree grows constantly, is constantly anchoring his root into the earth to be anchored, and is spraying towards the sky. And that's a little bit what we do as well. For it is our subtle body are being transformed and affected. We have done much growth, and we're going to start to feel the elevation, feel a new sense of being, a new sense of self. I'm going to remix the card to see what we may be guided with in terms of romance, in terms of all the heart, and so here what we have to the highest wisdom is happiness. For happiness is a sense of is naturally we have to create this condition of happiness in order to attract the highest possible match for ourselves, somebody that will also be within that sphere of happiness. If we are unhappy, we'll attract a mate that may fulfill certain function, but nobody will ever bring us happiness. For happiness has to be created, a desire to live in happiness. Then the person just makes it more amplify the happiness. For it says a joy that is shared is more than joy doubled, it is multiplied. For what we need to understand is determination. We have to stay focused, we have to stay concentrated, we have to know what we want, and also to inform the universe in terms of what we want. For you're going to be very precise when you ask for something. True relationship, deep relationship, if that's what we're seeking, does not come from going shopping for it. We can shop for it on the outside world or on the internet, but that is not how we'll find the true love, true soulmate. For that is a coming together of alignment of energies that are aligned and part of the destiny. For there is a determined time for that, and it's the only thing you can do if that's what you seek is to prepare yourself for it and to trust that it will happen when it is the right time. Of course, it is nothing wrong about mingling with whichever we like, but what I mean is to know exactly what you want, and then because what we really want sometimes cannot be compromised. It is a deep desire. For what we need to do is request. We have to ask. We have to make this request if that's what we want. Then to be clear about it. For most of the time when we fell in love with somebody, there is this bubble that's being created, and we see only everything is pink glasses, everything is beautiful. But then the bubble blows, and then we start to think that the person wasn't perfect after all, and for us. And so it is important to accept the person with all its energy, to be as lucid as possible right from the start in relationship, to accepting that nobody is perfect, but that you're not going to be able to change the person. You will be able to temper things in the relationship. For the relationship, we have to adjust and bring balance and stability, but we cannot change someone else, so it is better to accept the person as they are, or otherwise it's not the right person. The general message for relationship is serenity, to be serene, to not be attached, to let love flow, to be natural. For if we are in the real relationship, there is no there is no need to if there is insecurity or jealousy or all those things, it means it's not the right relationship for life. Once you connect on a deep level with somebody, then there is just a matter of establishing the boundaries of the relationship that works for both partners, but you can be serene about it, and no matter what life will happen, you have to be forgiven. If you really love someone, no matter what they'll do, you'll still love them. If somebody if that is not the case, then it is conditional love, and then we have to look at what is our motive then at this point, at which point. So it is good to be serene and trust the universe, for deep relationships are a gift from the universe. They're they're very, very precious, and so it is very important also to stay focused and attuned to the inner voice, and to adjust each and every day. We have to adjust to whatever feels right, for the flame keeps on changing, and the flame, the sacred flame that we are, all those energies are always changing each and every day. Now for, maybe I'm gonna, well, no, it's okay, I'll do it like this. Then for the more financial, business, professional, here we have, for the highest wisdom is authenticity. To sign on self, be true, to be true to yourself, to not compromise yourself, to find a way to serve that is a work that is authentic to you, for that is a way to maintain your joy, your peace of mind. For as soon as we move out of who we are, we do something out of character that is not us, then we automatically lose that sense of well-being. What we need to understand is communication. For communication is essential. Keeping the connection strong. For in business, you have to go from A, B, C, D, and to follow the process, whatever business we're doing. In many sense, there is a well, I'm not going to get into the real economy and the phantom economy, for the shadow economy. We live in a world that is ruled by certain rules, but we have to adapt to those rules in order to make it work. So communication is essential. What we need to do is to have the courage to move forward, to have the courage. There is nothing that we should be afraid of. Life is just it's like a process, you know. It's like once you have an idea, you go through the process and you end up at is how it works. We do not everything in life will be successful. Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose, but it's part of the game. But it is by the more we try, the more chances we'll have to succeed as well. But it's not about trying. It's about being authentic and doing what's in our heart, in our soul, in our mind, and to be as involved as possible within this creative process that is our life. And the general message for us is work. For work, it can be wonderful. If we're working on something that has meaning for us, then there is a great deal of for everyone who opens a company and are entrepreneurs are understanding this the value of work. For their works become a collective happening that. So it is important to know exactly what we want, what kind of work will make us fulfill, what kind of work will make us happy. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I thank you for your support, for sharing, for liking, for subscribing. If you like these videos, I'm going to soon make a great shift in my life. We'll be able to show different kinds of video, but I'm doing this since I still have the time to do this kind of readings. I still do it. Behind me is an astrological self-portrait. It is quite new. It's never been seen in all of art history. I'm pretty well known. I'm pretty well versed in art history. Something I know maybe a little bit more than. But in many sense, those subjects I've never been even approached. And here we have it's a self-portrait. So I could have put my face, but I put the earth. I thought it was less. It was more universal. But those were the planets when I was born. They were at this point. So I have many planets. I have my ascendant at the beginning of Pisces, and my Sun, Mercury, Mars, Chiron. And so all those planets are aligned in Pisces with Pandora. He was given all Urania, which makes my interest in cosmos is like right in my sign. It is right there. This planet Urania. She was the muse of astronomy, and so she inspired the attention towards the stars. Hybris is a difficult planet to integrate, for it is about excess. So I'm a little bit excessive, and sometimes I have to temper myself. Then Orphea in Pisces for me is really wonderful. It is a great artist, one of the greatest artists who's ever lived. of course there was Apollon and those times, and so there are also creative planets that were assisting us with the arts. But and here we have Cassandra. Cassandra is the planet that when she says no, you have to listen to this no. You have to allow. Life is guiding you, but if life tells you no and you still go for it, then that means you haven't heard the message. And Cassandra was the one who always could see the future, but nobody would believe her when she said, "Do not let the horse enter into the city of Troy." They say, "Oh no, what a nice horse! We'll sign for it." And they let it in, but it's because she was going to be consuming a relationship with Apollon, but and he had given her this power to see the future, but she refused to consume the union, and so he could not take away the gift he had given her, but he had it that she would always see the future, but nobody would ever believe her. And Metis is another planet I have here that's really wonderful. It's a great planet of wisdom. There is two planets called Metis. One is a moon of Jupiter, and she's active and very active intelligence, very very powerful planet. On those paintings, there's the third one, is the second one I do. Every time I'm adding new planet, I'm looking forward to do large formats where I'll be able to do all the degrees of those planets. In here I added also the constellation. I added the constellation, and I'm really working with those planets. They're really they're powerful awakener. I thought it would be interesting to make those portraits, could make portrait of famous people, with their own astrology, or maybe commission when you have a portrait and with your own astrology, that by looking at it, you record all those things, and you become more aware of your astrology, of your filters of perception. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I wanted to come by and wish you a wonderful day, a wonderful new moon that is coming, and hopefully I'll talk to you later. Thank you. Namaste.